Hi, folks. This is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. I want to report to you a conversation I had with Rocky Rockwell, who is a retired Army officer that's one of the premier guides on the Salmon River. And not only is he a friend, but I respect his intelligence, his honesty, and he's a phenomenal guide. So I said, Rocky, can you tell me about what's happening in the Salmon River right now? I said, that's a premier fishery, but my gosh, it's so freezing cold and there's so much snow, and it's not like people being in an ice hut where they can get warm. He says, no, but you know what? There's a lot of people fishing the Salmon River every day, more than I ever have experienced in my life. And I said, well, are there many fish in there? These are trout now. The salmon are all dead. They're gone till next year. But these are trout that have come up there, and they will stay the rest of the winter till sometime in the spring. And each day there's new trout coming in. And so we talked a little bit about what all that meant. He said if people still want to catch these, he said the best place to go is in the upper and lower fly zones near the hatchery. There's areas up there. All you can do is use flies. And then there's an area where you can't fish at all that's posted. But this is where an awful lot of fish are. There's easy access to this, and people are catching a lot of fish. So I basically asked him how. He said, well, one of the things really people maybe would enjoy more if they could get out in a drift boat. And there's a lot of drift boat captains right now, and these drift boats are heated. So you're going to be a lot more comfortable. Even if you don't know the water, the drift boat captains do know. These are guides that you can hire to go out. But I really recommend this, no matter where you are, where you're fishing. If you've never fished it before and you have a guide, it certainly can help out an awful lot. One of the things Rocky did say, and I want to leave you with this thought, he said emphatically, he does lectures, and his lecture is called Cameras Kill Fish. And what he's talking about, and especially with more and more fishermen fishing these waters, is catch and release is now a necessity, far more than it ever was before. And the one thing that's going to keep you from being able to catch and release and those fish survive is by taking the time to bring them in, set your camera up, take the picture, and then try to release them again. It really kills a lot of fish. You may not even know it kills them. You may see them swim away, but actually they're really put in danger by the longer you keep them out of the water. Now, their gills, the material in their gills is called alveoli or alveoli, something I hadn't even heard that word before. But it's a very vulnerable substance that if they're out very long, those gills are going to freeze, and then they're not going to survive at all. It's important to know these things. A lot of fishermen don't, and some don't care. But it really is important that you can get these fish back in. The other thing that I think it's important to realize is that this fishery, like any other, is vulnerable. And Rocky has an immense amount of information and knowledge on this. And I'll try to pass on more because he knows things that in my life I've never known. And I think it's important for all of us to have some of this information. But the fishing there really is pretty good still. And it's something that you can do any day of the year. The river isn't going to freeze over. And it's constantly, there's water coming out of the dam. So it's something I think it's important that we be aware of. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.